How you guys doing? The bearded one here, and today I wanted to talk about two assumptions that I think a lot of us guys have that leads to some of the problems that we go through. Those two assumptions are um, one, women are like us. Two is that we are naturally going to understand how to deal with women and how to engage them, to attract them, to keep them in a relationship, and to deal with their behavior. Unfortunately, that's not true. We are not the same as women. Physically, obviously, from the hips to everything else, as you can see, the things that you like are on her body, not on yours. That's why you like her, okay? You like women because they're different from us. Not only is that different physical, the physiological difference goes down to the hormones active in her body, to the nature of the program running in her brain. Her brain is different from ours. Generally, women are more emotional. Generally, women look at men for specific traits. Those traits are specific to how women see relationships and men in general. Those are not, we men don't look for those things when we're looking at partners. They do. We look at something else because our brains are different that way. The programming is different. Therefore, when you interpret what a woman is supposed to do or is doing by thinking of things as a man would think of them, you are going to get yourself into trouble because you're going to do what would work for a man but will not work for a woman. So you're doing things based on, well, I'm a guy and I think this should work. This makes logical sense. Logical. She's not running on your logic. We as men, we understand what we mean when we say logical. To her, it's a whole other intuition and emotion game. She's using her emotions to determine what she does, how things play out, and whatever, right? So you've got to understand that difference that women are running off more of a subconscious program than we are in many ways. Women are different because of hormonal changes, periods, etc. Plus the physical difference. Women are weaker in terms of physical strength. They tend to not to be able to open jars while men can. Women are physically not able to fight with guys as much. Yes, some women are really strong and able to beat the hell out of guys, but a lot of other women are not. Men tend to be bigger and taller and physically more aggressive, right? We tend to have a much better ability to physically survive attacks and to carry them out. Women, not really. That's why in prehistoric times or several decades or centuries ago, women were very afraid of men that they don't know because they could do anything to them, right? Because we're stronger, we're more powerful. So that results in a difference in how women perceive the world and how they approach it, which creates a difference in how you deal with women versus how you deal with the world and how she deals with the world. So you've got to understand that difference that women are physiologically different. They are they are human like we are, but they're not the same thing. They are different from us in fundamental ways. And we have to understand that, right? That brings me to the second point. You are not naturally going to figure out women. I can tell you that right now, the cost to me to learn the things that I now know about women was too high. I would have rather just somebody sat me down and taught me this stuff when I was 18 or 20 and just drummed it into my head until I got it. And I can guarantee you, I'd have saved myself years of wasted time in relationships, years of sad reality, years of suffering at the hands of women, dealing with female behavior, punishment. I've had my butt whooped by women. They have done everything they can do more than once. I wouldn't have had to go through any of that if somebody had simply sat me down and told me, listen, women are different from us, not only physically, but you need to understand them. You're not going to figure it out by yourself. If you try to figure it out by yourself, it's going to cost you a lot of relationship damage a lot of psychological damage. It may cost you a court case or two. You may lose half your money in a divorce. You may lose access to your kids. You may end up in a fight with another guy and end up killing the dude, or he kills you, or you may end up hurting yourself in some really severe manner. All those things may happen to you because you are not aware and don't understand how women really work. And these things can be avoided by understanding that, you know what? If we simply made, in fact, you know what? I think the schooling education system of the world is silly. It is nonsensical. It forgets to put in one of the most important things: teach young men how to deal with women. Teach young women how to deal with men and themselves as well. But in turn, they teach us how to do mathematics and all that, which is great. But you then don't know how to deal with the one most dangerous element in the entire world that men will face, straight men, that is, women, that they deal with in relationships and otherwise that can destroy them. There are men out there that are psychologically destroyed. Why? Because they didn't understand women. They went out in the world thinking women are like us. They think like us, and the consequences to them have been horrendous, difficult for them to recover from. Some of us have not had it that bad, but we've had it bad. But we've recovered. We can recover, and many will recover, but others will not. And so it's important that it's understood that we need to study women. Red pill knowledge is not a opt-in from any man right now who's interested in having casual relationships with women, dating them, marrying them. Red pill knowledge is a mandatory piece of information and knowledge that you must have. Not only must you know it, you must practice it. Because not to practice it is to put yourself at the mercy of behavior and of events you do not understand that can leave you, they can basically kill you, if I have to put it out the most blunt. There are men out there that have just been unable to deal with a situation where their girlfriend turns out she's been cheating the whole time, and they go kill the girl. They kill themselves, they kill the girl, they kill the kids. You don't have to go that far. But that's the most extreme version of it. Other men simply just become vindictive and bitter. They just start using women left, right, and center. They no longer concern themselves with treating women like human beings, because how can anybody be this way? How can human beings be like this? But the reality is we just clueless. We're not simps. We're not punks. We're not idiots. We're not pathetic men. We're not less masculine. We just simply did not understand the behavior of women because we didn't study it, because we naturally thought it just all falls into place like in the Disney movies and in the rom-coms. It never flows like that, okay? It's all pretend. It doesn't work like the rom-coms are absolute garbage. That's not how relationships work. And if you're watching rom-coms thinking that's telling you about relationships, you are in trouble. You're going to get yourself really hurt. You got to be careful. So those are the two things that I think we assume we know all the time. One, we'll figure out women naturally. No, we won't. We have to get an education from those who've gone through the pain, those who are willing to teach, and those that have done the research, and those that are most successful, the women. Those are the people we need to be listening to. We need to get that red pill knowledge. That's what's going to protect us. That's what's going to allow us to be the best man we can be and allow us to protect the idea of a relationship and a family from the very women we want to be in those relationships with. And secondly, to make us understand that, look, these people are different. And if we understand why they're different physically, we can be more able to understand them and deal with the situation. So those are the two greatest assumptions that every man is making right now. You are not like them, and they're not like us. Women are physiologically different. Doesn't mean they're bad different. It just means they're different, and that difference has an impact on the second parameter, is that their behavior is not going to be the same as men, and therefore we cannot assume just because they have eyes, they have a brain, they speak, they seem to say the same things we say sometimes, that we're dealing with the same type of logic. We're not. Their logic is based on a different foundational aspect. The very fact that they're females changes the foundational nature of the program that they are running, which, if you do not understand by taking red pill knowledge, will put you in the situation that I myself have been in the past, where I'm wondering what the hell is going on, and yo, she's cheating, or she's with some dude, and you don't understand what's going on, or she's just making your relationship a roller coaster ride, and you don't understand what the hell is going on. She's doing all these things. You don't get them. I didn't get them because I didn't have red pill knowledge. I didn't get them because I didn't understand women are fundamentally different from men, and I had to learn. I wasn't going to figure it out myself. I'd figure out some things, but the rest I'd have to figure out by learning from others, listening to those who have genuine, not anger information coming from, oh, let's go our own way, hell with the hell with these women. They all no, from people who actually got answers that help you change your behavior, that help you reformat your mind state to understand what value you bring to the table, what value a woman brings to the table, and how the two are supposed to interact in a manner that leads to a stable situationship, relationship, marriage, raising of kids, and it's more likely to stop you from ending up in a situation where you're in a divorce or you in some bar fighting with some guy because he's been smashing your girlfriend for the last 6 months and you just found out tonight because somebody's had a tongue slip. You don't want to be in that position. I would never wish that on any guy, any good dude who has done nothing and no dirt to get himself in that position. You deserve better. And I think these are the two most important things to know if you want to get better. And hopefully, you will make it your mission to get that red pill knowledge. I warn you, you need the red pill knowledge, because if you do not get red pill knowledge, you're going to pay for it in tears, in financial terms, and otherwise. So you better rather just get the red pill knowledge to understand that those differences physically have consequences that you also have to be aware of and should be mindful of in how you deal with women. And I hope that helps you and that'll make your life better, or put you on a journey, I should say, that leads to the knowledge that makes you able to have the relationships you should be having, all the fun you should be having with women without all the toxic poison that comes from not understanding that the spider also bites, the snake also bites, if you don't know how to treat it or how to deal with it. All right, until next time, guys, do more, be more, become more on your purpose.